Let's get this over with. Scores. Welcome back to the show, the Real Hooper Show with your boy Sean Shug Amos. Of course, we need you guys to subscribe, share, all that good stuff. So make sure you do it. I got my guy here. My guy E. Was good with you?
What's good, bro?
My man. Listen, brother. I really don't do the whole. I don't talk about anything but basketball in here. But you know what? I started to think to myself. As real hoopers, we used to hoop, we used to play, and then after we play, we get to conversing. We get to conversing on the bleachers. We start talking about some life stuff. We start talking about what's going on, what trending topics, what we see in the news, or whatever the case may be. Right now, what's trending is your boy Druski. Druski, he played as a fake pastor of such. And the pastors of the world are... The glamorous pastors are in an uproar. Let me ask you this, E. I don't want to put your religious business out there. I'm assuming have you ever been to church?
When I was younger, I used to go to church.
You used to go to church when you was younger, okay. Was it one of the mega churches where the pastor kind of floating in the air? He comes down, the smoke comes out. It's fireworks. When he slammed the Bible on his what's that little thing he get
The stand.
The stand.
No, my church is pretty chill, bro.
Chill.
Yeah, chill church.
Yeah, I mean my brother passed. Shout out my brother Moo. He's a pastor.
He doesn't do the
No. He's an old school pastor. He says the word. He try to touch people's spirits in that way. But you know what, man. I say this, right? I'm not, I don't go to church often, but when I do go to church, I do enjoy watching people enjoy themselves, or come together, right? I love that type of energy. But, I went to a church out here in LA. I'm not going to say the name. And it was like a mega church. But I was going there before it was a mega church. I was going there when it was a smaller church, and then it kind of moved, and then it would kind of get bigger and bigger. And I was cool with it. Like I said, I love seeing people happy. I love seeing people who have the same interests, and they're smiling. So at one point, this was what that church was about. Then eventually, it grew, and next thing you know, they got VIP lines. They got valet parking. They got and then I remember I think my final straw with this particular church was I went there and I wasn't in the best spirit. You know how you go to church and you kind of looking to get your spirits uplifted or whatnot. And I remember going there and the pastor wasn't there. It was another pastor from another church, right? But she spent most of the time trying to sell a book. She was spending most of that time trying to sell a book. And me being well-informed when people are trying to sell something because I sold cars before. So I love, I understand the selling game. So I didn't feel like she was trying to uplift the spirits. I felt like she was trying to sell something. And then, of course, I try to give it more chances, and I realized, they all trying to sell something now. And I think that's what it is. I think the worst thing some of these pastors are doing now is like responding to Druski. Like I don't think they understand he's a comedian. He's a comedian, so he's doing his job. He's finding trending topics and making fun of it. You know what I mean? The fact that you're coming back and you're trying to justify it is either one of two things. You want the attention from it, which would be right at what he's talking about, or you're guilty of it. Like you can literally not respond at all. You can literally not respond and let it be water under the bridge. Laugh at it, call it a day. But to come back and then try to be like, yeah, you heard what he said about me? Yeah, I don't know what he's talking about. Oh. You either want the attention or you're guilty. Then you going to come to church or your service the following week and you ain't flashy. Like, you ain't low, dude. Like, you know what I mean? So it's like, it's one of them things, though. I say this, like, I think that's been around for a while, where pastors, they have their, they have a nice car or whatever. And I'm not going to lie to you. I don't mind that, though. I don't mind that. Listen, I'm just being honest. If I'm in a low spot, a lot of people go to church, they sometimes in the low spots spiritually, financially, emotionally, whatever, right? And they don't only go to church because of that. I mean, obviously, it's to keep their spirits. Some there to keep their spirits high or whatever. But if I'm going to church and the pastor is telling me that God is blessing us so heavy, I want to see it. I don't want my pastor catching the bus. like damn, what God are you praying to? Like, I kind of want my pastor to have a little bit more than me. Or not even a little bit. They can have a lot of it. It don't matter to me. They can have a lot more because I'm seeing how God is blessing you. I'm seeing the truth. You know what I'm saying? Now, granted, I could be the one really blessing you by putting my tithes in every week. But at the end of the day, I still want to see it. I still want to see the other side of this. You know what I mean? Huh? Well, yeah. So I think what Druski did was funny. I think Druski did his job on that. I think that's very true. I'm not mad, but I'm not mad at the pastors who get money. Like I get it. I just don't. I know it's just weird to get it from the people that that's like in a tough. A lot of people, because I've been to church and a lot of people are like, yeah, man, I'm buying on buildings, praying God come and bless me, and then the pastor be on some, listen, God gonna bless you when you release the money you have. Hey, God, if you give us 20, God will give you 20,000. You be like, dang, they be like, yeah, I'm gonna give him this 20. You know what I mean? It's like, come on, bro. Like, I don't think God needs your money. You know what I'm saying? But it is what it is. So let's talk about the All-Star, man. Talk about the All-Star. But no, before we get into All-Star, right? I always try to talk about AAU. I always try to talk about like stuff that I do, like coaching, and with the hopes that maybe as a parent watching this, maybe as a young kid watching this, and they can get some gain from it. Because ultimately, it's not only about college or NBA basketball. It's also about youth basketball, high school basketball, because you want to build some type of character through sports. I truly believe that sports is the only thing kids got left to hold them accountable, right? Like, now kids go chat GPT and get the answers. You can go online and get the answers. People give you, so you don't know who's smart. They just smart enough to get by, right? Sports, you can't cheat. If you're not working out, it's going to show. If you're not training, it's going to show. It's going to show one way or the other. So I always try to speak to this. Now, one of the things I'm in a different space in my life at this point. I've been coaching since I was 23. I'm now 40. And I still love coaching. I love coaching, like with all my heart. Like, I can literally be going through the worst time, bill collectors, whatever, right? I go out coaching, I'm locked in. I feel like I'm playing. Like, I'm in there, I'm focused, I'm locked in, right? And the times has changed for that, though. I don't think people want coaching. I think they want to coach. Let me make sense of that for you. Coaching is like mentorship. Like, you're building a kid up. You're building a kid up. You have a strategy. Yeah, there's some times a kid might not understand you. You might not understand him or her, but that's part of every relationship. That's part of a parent-kid relationship. I mean, we're adults versus kids. we're not going to think alike. So we're trying to find a medium ground. But it is a responsibility for a coach to make sure you still keep a soft space, not too vulgar, not too critical of the player at times, right? Depending on the age, of course. But kids don't want that. Parents don't want that no more. From my experience, they want a coach to show up for the game, schedule the game, and maybe call some plays out, come with a clipboard, come with a basketball, and just make sure the practices start and end on time. That's a coach. Like, you can get your cafeteria lady to do that, right? That's why you see so many dads like, you know what? I'm going to start my own team and make my kid a star, because they look at coaching as like a high-profile babysitting job, right? Versus how I grew up and how I studied the game. I wanted to make a difference in a young person's life. I can still remember some of the stuff my coaches told me and showed me when I was 16 years old, 15 years old. Those memories, those lessons last way longer than any Nike shoe I ever had. I can't tell you at 16 what Nike shoe I had. I can't tell you that. I don't know. But I can tell you what Coach Marv, Coach Bob had told me. I can tell you that. And kids don't like it. Another reason, the climate has changed for me as a coach. There were certain things that was earned before you did it. For instance, prep school. Kids going to prep school. You had to earn that right. You just couldn't be like, oh, I think I'm good. I'm going to prep school. I'm better than all the 7th graders here. I'm going to prep school. Oh, I'm getting a year back. My first time seeing a player get held back was when I was a sophomore, junior, and not even held back going to prep school. It was a guy named DeJuan Robinson. DeJuan Robinson played for my high school before I got there. He averaged 31 points. 31 points as a senior. He ended up going to Maine prep school. I don't know his stats there, but ended up going to the University of Rhode Island after that. He was borderline NBA. He was like on a Clippers team, but then he ended up playing overseas for several years. Actually was a guest on the show, so shout out to him. There was another guy named Danny Rump who went to prep school, then Western Kentucky, unfortunately passed away playing basketball, but still, in all, a really good player. And then there was another guy named Mustafa Shakur. Mustafa Shakur played for a public school, then got a year, then went to a prep school, got a year back, but he was a 6'3" point guard at that time. And maybe his brothers felt like he needed some development, so he got held back. Then he ended up going to Friends Central and then going to the University of Arizona, and he was in and out of the NBA for several years, going back and forth to the NBA and overseas. So these guys that I just mentioned were guys who clearly can play. Maybe they needed some more weight on them. Maybe they need to fix their grades. Maybe whatever the case may be. But they was clearly Division I players. Now, I never forget, I was coaching this kid. This kid was about 5'8". He was 5'8". Exceptionally athletic for his size, right? I don't even want to say 5'8". I want to say he was about 5'6", 5'5". Exceptionally athletic for his age. Great speed, but really couldn't shoot. He also wasn't coachable. Like, he was hard to coach. His mom came to me one time. She was kind of stressed out in some ways. She was like, Sean, he wants to go. She like I said, Ma, he wants to go. He wants me to get him a year back going into the 8th grade. No, it was the 9th grade, going into the 9th grade. And I'm like, I'm trying to like sugarcoat it. I'm trying to be respectful. But the honest truth and full transparency was, why? He's 5'6". He's 5'6", he can't shoot, and he has a bad attitude. Here's the thing to the families who think about holding their kid back before they get to high school. Don't do it. The reason why I say that, you don't know how your kids is going to be when they get around other people. When they go in that teenage stage, they get a girlfriend, you don't know how they're going to be with basketball anymore. I'll never forget I had a kid who was about 6'3". He could dribble, all this stuff. And I was like, man, he going to be nice. He going to be nice. Man, he was on Instagram sophomore year, every other picture, kissing his girlfriend. You ask fellow coaches, hey, how's he doing? He don't come to practice, and he got all these excuses. You got to wait for kids to develop, and then you see. Because then they see their potential. Junior year, going into your senior year, you like, man, my kid is getting some looks from these Division I schools. Man, if he had one more year to bulk up, one more year of focus, because he already focused, he already locked in, he already training, he already doing the things that need to be done. I don't have to ask him to go do it. I'm willing to take a chance on giving him a prep school, especially considering how colleges are recruiting players now. Especially considering those things. But if they go in 9th grade, like, just relax. Let them start growing some facial hair. My man E right here, right? My man E, he came in my program humble, right? He started growing a mustache. All of a sudden, he trying to tell me how to coach. But nah. Another thing, I'll probably spend some time on this topic because I truly believe that there are people my age who's watching this and people young watching this as well. Not truly believe, I know, just based off the analytics. Another thing about it, another thing that AAU or club or travel club, it changed is when kids started playing for multiple teams. That wasn't a thing when I was growing up. Like, I remember Sean Livingston was playing with the what is it called? The Atlanta Celtics AAU team. But they flew him in for a Vegas tournament, whatever, right? But that was Sean Livingston. That was a 6'6" point guard who went from high school to the NBA. So that makes sense. But now it's like you got 10-year-olds, 12-year-olds playing for 3-4 different teams. So yes, they're getting their reps, their game reps, 1,000%. But ultimately what's happening is they're not understanding winning. They're not understanding the importance of being a winner. And let's face it, most of our kids are going to be guards, point guards, shooting guards. They're all around the same height. The only difference that's going to separate your kid from another kid, unless he's 6'10", 6'9", or something like that, is his ability to understand the game and understand winning. So if you're sitting and you're like, oh, my kid play on 4 or 5 different teams, all you're doing is just running the bill up because he or she is not learning anything. I've witnessed kids, second day of tournaments, they lose a game for one team, and you see them change their clothes like Superman in a phone booth and go to another team and start playing with them. because their parents got him on 2-3 different teams. That kid didn't learn nothing that day. All he know is play basketball. That's it. He just know to play basketball. He don't know how to win. He don't understand winning. He's not soaking in the loss. When we used to lose, you thinking about that the whole ride home. Damn, man, I missed that layup, man. If I would have put my arm, if I would have released that ball a little higher, bro, that joint went in and out. Man, it hit the back of the rim. It felt so good coming off my hands, bro. Now imagine I played like 3 games that day with 2 different teams, 3 different teams. I got 2 different roles, 3 different. I did all that. I don't remember none of that. I just remember my last game. I don't remember the first game I played. I don't remember the first game I played when I had 8 turnovers. I just remember that one game that I liked. That one game that was fun for me. That's what I remember. And then the parents, y'all spending all this money, and then y'all wondering, yo, my kid can't crack the varsity team for this high profile school. Well, the mentality messed up. The mentality messed up. While you was having your kid play on 4 or 5 different teams, some of these parents had them not even playing on a team. I interviewed Jabari Walker and Samaki Walker. Samaki Walker talked about how he told Jabari, how he had Jabari not playing no travel ball his junior year. I got friends, my man Scoop Jardine, a University of Syracuse legend. I was like, yo, man, I want you to come to my team. He ain't ready for it yet. He ain't taking it serious yet. I'm looking at the other end of the court. Ain't he working out right there? Nah, that's his Tuesday answer. He ain't really locked in like I want him to lock in yet. Okay. I see him a year later, his son doing his thing. Another thing, and this goes back to the coaching part, right? Kids don't even value coaches who play basketball. Like they really enjoy the coaches who, not to say they enjoy it or dislike or anything like that, but they really enjoy not being coached. Just give me a platform to play basketball and give me some cool gear and we good, right? So for me, when I see a kid and I tell him, yeah, man, you know, I played Division II. I could have played Division I if I didn't make a mistake with my eligibility. I've been coached under, you know, I've been mentored under some pretty good coaches who coached in the NBA. I've been doing it for a while. So I got a resume where I can at least teach you something. I can show you a little something. Kids don't even pick your brain. They don't even want to know what I saw on the court. They don't even want to know. I probably out of not all my years, probably in the last 3 or 4 years, I probably had one kid come to me and be like, yo, did I do good in this system? Did I do what you asked me to do like last time? One kid. I've coached hundreds in 3 years. One kid. So it's crazy to see like basketball going in a place that it's going. And I'm not going to lie to you. It's probably more passionate than I want to be on here. That is very disheartening. It's very disheartening. Not just because I love basketball, but more so because I really genuinely care about the kids. I really hate to see them play with a false perception. Also, as an adult, I want to make, like for me, yes, I train for money. I have a program for all those things, but I like to give everybody a bang for their buck. You train with me for an hour, I'm asking the parent, hey, you mind if we go about 10 minutes, 15 minutes over? I want to do some more stuff. I'm not looking at the clock. It's 11 o'clock, 11:59, time to start packing up. I get people now, they like, yeah, you going over on time, you know, I gotta go. You like, okay, you don't want a little bit more? Okay. But it's just disheartening to see. It's disheartening to see the kids and the parents just be so led in a false perception, and they thinking like, oh, my kid's playing with this team. They playing with this team. Bro, I never switched teams. You know why I never switched teams, E? Because my team wasn't bad. We had good players, but was it the best in the city? No. I wanted the opportunity to be on a court and to be able to do the things that from all angles, right? I remember one summer I had to play the point. Then one summer I played the small forward. The summer started, I played the power forward. And I worked my way through all them positions, and I understood where everyone needs to be at all times. I get kids, or I've been around kids or seen kids where they only want to play one position. They won't even take the ball out. No, yeah, take the ball out, bro. Take the ball. What? You take the ball out. Like, you really like only can play point? You know what I'm saying? So it's like, for me, is one of them things, like, a lot of kids are led in the wrong direction. And it's disheartening for me. It's disheartening for me. But before we go to the next topic, make sure y'all tap in. Make sure y'all support the show. Go to goalsactivewear.com. Get yourself some merch. I got my Brainwash to Think Elite hoodie on right now. It's on sale. Make sure you type in Real Hoopers at checkout to receive 30% off, and that's site-wide. E, you know who Sebastian Telfair is?
Yeah, you talked about him before.
You never watched him? When was you born, bro?
02.
02. When he was drafted, you was about 3. You probably going like 3 or 4.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So you might not know him. You're right. You was right.
I probably saw him like glimpses.
You know why? The reason why I say that is because he didn't have the best career for you to be like, oh, like keeping track of him, right? Not because he wasn't good, but just because of like off the court stuff, and sometimes you in just bad situations, right? But Sebastian Telfair was a high school phenom. He was a high school phenom. He's about 5'10". He's the cousin of Stephon Marbury, excuse me. So obviously he had a lot of hype coming out. His NBA career didn't really pan out the way we would hoped. And then he had some run-ins with the law. Recently he just served a 6-month sentence at a correctional, not a correctional facility. He said it was like a camp. It was still jail. I watched his episode or his interview on The Pivot, and I ain't gonna lie to you, it's kind of heartbreaking. It's kind of heartbreaking because he was really good. I remember watching him in high school, and I'm like, damn, bro, is he that nice? But he was really that nice. He was 5'9", was drafted first round. Listen, he was drafted before Jameer Nelson. You know who Jameer Nelson is? So Jameer Nelson played for the University of St. Joe's. I want to say him and Delonte West took their team to anywhere between, my memory throwing off, but anywhere between the Sweet 16 to Elite or Final Four. One of the shows. So y'all can correct me in the comments. But I was kind of appalled that he was drafted before Jameer Nelson because he was still young. He was still in high school. Jameer Nelson was a proven college athlete. You feel me? But that was the first time I realized the NBA was on potential. They really go for the potential. But he also, to Sebastian Telfair's credit, he was drafted with a tough group. He was drafted with guys like J.R. Smith, Ben Gordon, Sean Livingston, Dwight Howard, Lau Ding. So to get in that draft shows his talent. And unfortunately, man, he just really, it sounds like he just kept running into bad breaks. He kept running into bad breaks. He was talking about the money part. The money part for young stars always throw him off, Because you got to look at it like this, right? Here's a high school kid, uneducated when it comes to money. And, of course, his family is not as educated, right? because it's their first time getting money. And they're like, yeah, we want a car. We want a house. We want all these things. And he was buying them all these things, right? But you don't realize when you first touch some money, you don't realize you got to gradually grow into that. You can buy your mom a car, but you kind of got to wait for the second contract to get the Benz, though. You might have to just buy her a nice Toyota. You know what I'm saying? You can get your family a house, maybe, but it's not a big one. You might be still in the hood. You know what I'm saying? I mean, to some, all right, you can move them out the hood. Maybe you get them up. I think about LA.
Okay.
I think about LA. I think about to buy a house in LA gonna cost you some bread. You know what I'm saying? So maybe, yeah, if my mom was in, my mom in Philly, and I wanted to buy her a house, and I make it to the league, I can afford a house outskirts of Philly. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? I can afford that. You're right about that. But it couldn't be a big house. You might have to, if it's a Mercedes, you might have to get the used one. You know what I mean?
Probably like a little C-class.
He was buying his he was buying his folks Rolls Royces. Oh my gosh. Like he was buying the Rolls Royce trucks before they came out.
Yeah.
Like you gotta grow into that, big dog. What you doing? And then you gotta remind you, like I've been blessed in life where I can help my family, and but not to that magnitude at all, right? We talking a few $100, not to the magnitude he talking about. But I can imagine if I had that money, people depend on that. If you was giving your mom $15,000, $10,000 a month, she waiting for that every month. And she ain't saving it neither. She's trying to find 10,000 ways to spend. I'm gonna get that back. I'm cool. Cause you gotta remind yourself that these guys coming from the hood or inner city, I want to call it. I'll just say that inner city. So they spend their whole lives trying to get the best of the best. And when you realize you can get it and your kid a millionaire or whatever, you gonna be very needy. But that's why I say the league needs older players. When I was young, it was players in the league like Kevin Willis. Like even that name just sounds old, right? Kevin Willis. Like, you know what I mean? You don't got no Willises no more. What's an old name? We don't got no Alberts or no Roberto. No, not Roberto. Some Roberts. We don't got none of those guys. Like we need some old names, man. Some old names. But you know when these guys come in the league, they need some veterans. Yo, bro, yo, you just got your rookie contract. How you got a $70,000 chain on? I think your generation is different. E. They not rocking that stuff. They're not wearing that stuff like that.
No, we still rocking chains, bro.
Y'all still rocking chains, but I feel like they not crazy expensive.
What? Well,
I've been seeing guys rocking the $30,000 chains.
No, you see LaMelo?
Yeah,
LaMelo still rock the chain.
But LaMelo got a lot of stuff off the court though.
That's fair.
Like he be selling clothes and all that stuff. Mm-hmm. Like I'm pretty sure his merch just sell out all the time.
Yeah.
Because he's sellable. Mm-hmm. So he might be spending that. His money might be working for him. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And then he also, here's another thing too about LaMelo. His whole family rich though. Like he lived in Chino Hills. You know what I mean? His
around money.
It's not even that, right? Like I look at it like this. Sebastian Telfair problem. Yes, Stephon Marbury was his cousin, but I don't think they were close. I don't think they were like, yo, Steph, we just put our money together. Let's get a compound and let's move our family there. There wasn't that. It was like he had to take care of his family. They were still in the projects. Like when in this story of Sebastian Telfair, he had to go back to the projects. Like he living in the projects now, live around it or whatever the case may be. Versus like a LaMelo Ball, his brother Lonzo Ball is also a millionaire. What's the other brother? Jello. He got a hit song. He getting some money. his dad and mom must have been doing something because they living in Chino Hill. They was doing when they was doing a show, they had a nice little house. They had a nice little crib. So when you have a collective group of people, like when people in your family making some money, just imagine you got 3 brothers and sisters, 2 brothers and sisters and siblings, I mean, include yourself. So 3 of y'all all making $200,000 a year. That's $600,000 circulating and with at least within your brother, your mom, or your brother, your sister, your brother. Then your mom. Let's say your mom's still maintaining a job, or your dad still maintains a job. Let's say his job. Let's say y'all went past him. Let's say his job's still $100,000. That's $700,000. Y'all can't fall at that point. Cause I can now lean on you. I can, yo man, I fucked up this money on this investment. Can you give me $20,000 to keep me cool? Yep, no problem. Versus like, let's say you the only one in your family making $200,000, and everybody need to eat off you. That $200,000 don't feel too good. Now you in a rat race. I gotta make $1 million. I gotta get in a Rolls Royce truck. That's only right. After all I haven't heard them cry for all these years, I gotta get in the Rolls Royce, big houses. $200,000 in building your way up, you understand the value of money rather than somebody give you $1 million. So, but just going back to the Sebastian Telfair thing or the interview, I think he learned his lesson though. He talked about his experience in prison. You can see it in his eyes. That he's ready to be in a different place. I'm really wishing well for my man. Like I said, high school phenom, great story, good or bad, something to learn from. I think he learned his lesson. I think he can be, I think he can be a good demonstration for you young kids out there. All right, now let's talk about some All-Star, E. Let's talk about this All-Star, man. First things first. They saying LeBron might not make the All-Star, bro. How you feel about it? When you heard that, did you cry? Did you shed a tear for my guy?
I still think he should be an All-Star. I think he's been playing good ever since he came back. He's started to play like an All-Star now.
Yeah, you know what? I think he should play in the All-Star game. But one of my reasons is because it's in L.A. You should play because it's in L.A., bro. You know what I mean? It could be his last year too. Y'all ain't do Jordan like that. Jordan averaged 22 points played for the Wizards, and that was okay.
See, do you think it's really LeBron's last year? Like, do you think he really could be retiring this year? I don't see. I feel like he has one more. I feel like he's gonna announce his retirement to get that retirement tour. Like, y'all, this is my last year. Give me my praises.
Do I think this could be LeBron last year? I do think it can be. But there's part of me that don't believe it will be. And the reason why is because I don't think you end a 23-year career like this. Unless you was averaging like 13 points, 15 points, you was coming off the bench, you was just like Udonis Haslem, right? But we still look at LeBron like, look, he didn't do this right. He's not playing defense. We still expect something out of him. It's still meat on the bone. So I can understand if he came back next year. I understand that. But I also understand he say, look, man, listen, I gave the game everything I got, bro. I gave it whatever y'all got from it, bro. Like, y'all can call me LaFlop. Y'all can call me, y'all can say I got a losing record. But y'all saw me the whole time. For 10 years, I'm near in October and I'm near in June. I'm in front of you. I did my job, man. I can understand that. Do I think, I went, like I said, my ideal way of LeBron retiring, he win a championship. I'm gonna even go so far as to say finals MVP. That's a stretch. I get it. I know. Luka is balling. We'll get to Luka in a second. But he's on a post game stand. He like, listen, I won my 5th championship. I'm done right here. This is the last time y'all see me on a basketball court. And then hit you with the welcome to Score Society. No, I'm joking. But nah, I do want him. I do want to see him go out in proper fashion, right? And it'd be a win. It'd be a win. But either way, I'm not disappointed with his career. I mean, he has 21 selections when it came to the All-Star game, 3 MVPs when it comes to the All-Star game. I mean, what more can you want from the dude, bro? What more can you want from the dude? Obviously, Jeannie Buss wanted a little bit more from him. And I read this report that talked about Jeannie Buss saying that LeBron James seemed ungrateful to them drafting Bronny, right? Excuse me. So here's the thing with that. This is why people don't like LeBron. The people who don't like LeBron, it has nothing to do with basketball. Like you can't dislike someone for missing a shot. You can't dislike someone for, oh my God, you have a losing finals record. You're a multi-champion, but you're still a loser, huh? That the stuff off the court people say about him, I think that's what people dislike. Like people dislike the player control. They don't like players controlling their own narrative. They want players to stick to the script so they can follow the story better. We want you to stay with one team. So I don't have to buy no more jerseys, brother. I'm trying to let the goddamn Cavs jersey last me for the next 15 years. You go to Miami, I gotta go get more LeBron paraphernalia. So it's like one of them things where fans don't like when you go off the script. And then also I think with LeBron and you know what I'm thinking, bro? Like LeBron leave a lot of teams, but he don't leave teams because I can't. Maybe not as he can't win, but organizations are not putting the winning pieces around him. But I'm thinking like this: what if LeBron thought he was just in a partnership, and then the owners let him know, nah, you work for us, and he like, I don't work for nobody. I'm bringing y'all money. I'm out. That's what I feel like this is about. Like they like, yeah, we drafted Bronny. I mean, y'all would have drafted somebody at the 54th pick, and he wouldn't have been playing. He would have been averaging 1.5 too. When the last time y'all developed players? When the last time the Lakers developed players? Yeah, if it was not Bronny, who you gonna get? I don't know what she meant by how grateful he should have been, but I think it's a thing where LeBron is probably going into these organizations and going into these meetings, him and Rich Paul, and they're talking partnership. Yeah, we can do this, we can do that. Partnership. And people are like, nah, you just play the game. Shut up and dribble. Play the game. Jordan would have never asked to control his own destiny. Why are you trying to control everything? Because he has a family. The NBA makes millions of dollars. If LeBron James doesn't have to say a word, LeBron James can get injured for the rest of the season. And the NBA media outlets will find stories about his outfit. So I don't blame him. But does it ruin the game for a casual fan? Absolutely. Absolutely. For casual fans who can't think past the court, yeah. It can ruin the game for you. Nonetheless, man, I think he should be an all-star this year, but if he doesn't, I'm not upset. He didn't want to play last year, so I don't want you to play if you don't want to play. So it is what it is. Speaking of all-stars, Anthony Edwards, you think he got snubbed out of the starting lineup?
Yeah, I think he got snubbed from the starting lineup. I ain't gonna lie.
So right now, this is what they have. Jokic, SGA, Steph Curry, Wemby, and Luka. Who should Anthony Edwards start over?
Bro, take out Wemby, bro.
Oh my!
Take out Wemby, bro. You can go, bro.
Wemby?
Yeah, you could.
You're gonna have the 7'5" kid come off the bench.
Yes.
No way, bro.
Yes, bro.
No way we letting Wemby go. You know what I'm gonna say? Get Curry out of there.
No, bro.
Get Curry out of there, bro.
Yo, he's still balling.
He's still balling for the Warriors.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's not balling.
He's holding
First off,
up.
Anthony Edwards, for the most part, I know right now the Timberwolves is 7th. Golden State is 8th. Anthony Edwards, excuse me. Anthony Edwards averaged 29 points. Anthony Edwards is a younger player. This is why the NBA always seem off. They hold on to the older players too long. The reason why Kevin Durant, Steph Curry, LeBron James are still expected to be the same person they was when they came in is because the media just covers them all the time.
They hooping though. They legit still hooping.
They hooping because they're hoopers and they're in position to hoop.
That's what
But
I'm saying.
let's be clear though. Let's be clear, right? So Steph Curry averages 27 points, 26 points, right? That's not a Steph Curry year. We watch Steph Curry average 32 points, 31 points, just taking over games. His team is number 2, number 1. This is declining. This is the decline. Now, if you had, let's say Jaden Williams for Oklahoma Thunder had Steph Curry numbers. That's amazing. He stepped his game up. He's now, oh my God, like he unstoppable at 26 points. Steph Curry is like, dude, some of these nights I'm gonna give y'all 7, bro. I'm tired, gang. Like, so for me, I say he's still an all-star for sure. But I think we gotta start celebrating these young guys, man. Anthony Edwards, think of the lineup. All right, you got Jokic, who a little slow. I get it. Wemby probably a little slow. But these guys are all younger. And you put Anthony Edwards with SGA and Luka? Listen to me. Starting lineup. SGA. Anthony Edwards. Luka Doncic. Nikola Jokic. And that's a 7'6" center. Victor Wembanyama. All right, you heard that? You heard that one? All right, now hear this one. Coming out, starting for the Western Conference. SGA. Steph Curry. Luka Doncic. Victor Wembanyama and Nikola Jokic. You see how the Steph Curry don't ring a bell with that group?
Nah, bro.
That doesn't ring a bell.
Nah, bro.
It throws the whole dynamic off.
No, it doesn't. Bro.
The young guns gotta let the young guns do their thing, man.
Bro, Steph needs to be a starter, bro. He's still killing.
He doesn't need to be a starter on this one, man. I think Anthony Edwards is snubbed with Steph Curry in that lineup.
Bro, why not take out Wemby? What's wrong with taking out Wemby?
Wemby 7'5", bro.
He
the next thing. You want to keep the next thing. Dog, when Kobe Bryant was voted on as an all-star, he came off the bench. He averaged like 13 points. Yeah. That's the next thing. Yeah. That's the next, but like you want to keep the next thing in the line. They wasn't putting Clyde Drexler before goddamn Kobe.
Bro,
You're not putting Clyde Drexler before Kobe. Vince Carter gave Michael Jordan his starting spot. He gave it to him because they was like, nah, Vince Carter the next best thing.
Yeah.
Steph Curry, we seen 18 years of it, bro. Just like we seen LeBron. Look, everybody know I'm a LeBron fan, but you don't see me saying, man, they should put LeBron in the start lineup because it might be his last year. I'm simply saying, listen, LeBron don't play. I'm okay with that. If he plays, great. Let's make it a good one. Very simple, bro. But I think we gotta start letting Steph Curry go. We gotta let Steph Curry go. Speaking of the Warriors, man. Now this is sad. Jimmy Butler tears his ACL. He tears his ACL. Look, I tore my ACL. I didn't get surgery, so I don't know the recovery process. I don't know what I can or cannot do if I had gotten surgery. But Jimmy Butler's in year 14. Jimmy Butler's also 37 years old. I looked this up. How many times has Jimmy Butler sat out with a knee issue? Let's say issue, because they all wasn't injuries. Since 2017, Jimmy Butler has had 22 different knee concerns. 22. Some of them was soreness, some of it was MCL, some of it was knee, just knee. And now you tear your ACL. You tear your ACL in January. You'll be ready to play again by September. And you're 37. Where you got to get back out there. You got to, I mean, granted, I don't know nothing about the recovery process, but there has to be some type of decline in athleticism. I mean, it's already declined with being 37. So it's like, it's sad. It's sad. And I think, I'm not going to lie to you. I think it's time to blow the Warriors up. We got to listen, the Warriors fans, Golden State fans, I know y'all holding on. Y'all argue for Draymond Green like it's no tomorrow. Y'all keep talking about what he did in 2015 finals. Steph Curry, he's your golden child. I'm not going to say you blow it up to the point where Steph Curry leaves. Because I think Steph Curry with Golden State Warriors is like Tim Duncan with the Spurs, Dirk Nowitzki with Dallas Mavericks, Kobe with the Lakers. That's how I feel about Steph Curry. Steph Curry is like, I feel like the Warriors jersey is tattooed on him. He can't take it off. But they do need to they need to start adding some more players. And I'm going to even say this. They might need to get rid of Steve Kerr. Steve Kerr reminds me of Jerry Sloan. If he used to play for coach for the Utah Jazz. For the Utah Jazz. He reminds me of that. Like they won't let him go until it's his time. And yes, they have every right to hold on to him, but at the same time, but it depends though. It really depends. You know what I mean? It depends because, all right, you're in Golden State. You got to have some money circulating out there. They got the tech stuff going on. So you got to have a team down there or over there or up there. But if you don't have that, right? Do you go through that losing phase with all them people that I think a Warrior fan will be okay with just seeing Draymond, Jimmy, Steph, Steve Kerr stay always teetering between the 8th and the 10th seed. I think the Warriors will be okay with that rather than see them tank to number 12. What do you think about that?
I feel like with Steph Curry, the way he's still playing right now, they're always going to have a chance. So as long as you have Steph Curry, just keep this chance that you guys got. Once he leaves,
gosh.
Then
they're always going to have a chance.
Yeah.
As Steph Curry, the leading guy. Hey, Steph Curry about 38.
Bro, he's averaging 27.
He averaged. Listen, I wish people understood this, right? I want people to understand how basketball works. If you have these guys are professionals. Like the shots, we'd be like, oh my God, what did you see that shot? They be just jogging back. Because they've shot that shot a million times. If you give them the opportunity, you build an offense around them, they're going to score it. They're going to score it. Now, it's not easy to score at that rate, at that level. I'm not trying to downplay this. But I want you guys to understand, if a guy is in his career like Jordan, like LeBron, we like, oh man, he's scoring 22 points. Sometimes he give us 30. Dude, these dudes know how to play the game. They know where to run. They know when to run. They know when to pass. They know all those things. All those things. We're going to wait till this siren go by. All right. Sorry about that, guys. But they know all those things. They get it. So Steph going to score 24 to 26 points. But that's not Steph, though.
Bro.
That's not Steph.
He's still
3 years ago, he's averaging 32 points.
Yeah, okay.
That's not Steph.
He's still averaging 27
Other
points.
night, he had 6 points. 7 points or something like that. Single-digit game.
Mm-hmm. No, 27 is 27, bro. You can't, like, if you get rid of Steph.
No, it's not.
You get rid of
It's not.
What you mean?
Austin Reeves' 26 is different from a Kobe averaging 26.
It just looks different.
No, it's a different threat.
How's it a different threat?
Because here's the thing. Let me break it down for you. Steph Curry can average 26, but how many shots? Because obviously the 26 and the shots that he's shooting ain't working and it ain't efficient, no matter what because the team not winning. So now you say we keep Steph Curry and we try to keep him at the same volume, but we don't know how many shots he got. As he get older, he's going to miss more. He's going to get slower.
Yeah, I mean, that's understandable. As Steph Curry gets older, that's when you start, all right.
He's 37.
Maybe next year he might average 24 points, 25 points.
That's what I'm saying. That's why you got to get rid of him while you got some value.
Nah.
You might have to get rid of him. Nah. That's how you work. That's how you do it. Now, when you want to sell your car, right? Let's say you buy a car. Mm-hmm. Let's say you buy a car. You say shoes. Let's make it simple. You buy some shoes. Yeah. I'm gonna sell these joints. Are you gonna wear them a couple times before you sell them? Nah. You want to sell them before they worn, so it has the high value. So,
but you get rid of Steph, the Golden State. It's like any other team. You get rid of Steph, the Golden State Warriors, their value's gonna go down. They'll go back.
1,000%.
No one's gonna go to the Warriors games. They're back to the rebuilding, back in the draft,
right.
So on and so forth. You keep Steph on the team, people are still gonna go to the games just to see Steph play.
I get keeping Steph on the team for financial gain. Mm-hmm. I get that. I totally understand that. But what I'm saying is building around him. No,
I mean you don't gotta build around him.
He gotta start taking. He gotta start looking at being a second option.
Yeah, and that's very. I feel like that's what they were trying to do with this 2 timeline thing. Where it's like,
what were they trying to do?
The Warriors, like, when they try to draft, what's his name, James Wiseman, Kuminga. Like you try to bridge the gap between Warriors, Steph Curry's decline.
But that's when you gotta get rid of. That's when you gotta get rid of Sebastian, Steve Kerr.
But you get rid of Steve Kerr. That's Steph Curry's guy. Like you getting rid of a guy who Steph Curry worked with.
If LeBron had to win with a new coach every year, so does Steph Curry.
Nah, but he did. If LeBron had a chance to
tell me this. Give me a player that's flourishing, right? And I'm not talking points wise. I'm talking like he's the next Steph Curry, right? I know Porzingis is doing what's his name? Porzingis?
Oh, you talking about on the Warriors?
Yeah, Warriors. What's his name?
Brandon Porzingis.
Yeah, mm-hmm. I know he's doing great. Mm-hmm. But give me a guy that Steve Kerr is developing into the next Steph Curry.
I mean, they've always it's a.
He got Jordan Poole. Jordan Poole was close, and then he got him punched in the face.
That's a Draymond thing, though, and that
Steve Kerr got to protect his development. You got to protect. You got to sit. This is where coaching comes in. You got to sit Draymond down and say, "Look, bro, he ain't on that." Mm-hmm. I've had coaches sit me down and be like, "Look, leave him alone."
But sometimes it might just be the players being players. Like you can sit down with you have a sit down with the player.
I'm telling you.
then that
I'm
player
telling
doesn't
you,
take that.
you can control a little bit. I remember I give y'all a quick story. I went to school in the Bay Area. You know, I'm fresh out of Philly. I'm like a fish out of water. So many pretty girls. One of my teammates, he had a girl, but I wasn't used to girls being friendly without liking me. So she was like, "Oh, you want something to eat? And let me get you something to eat. Let me know what you want." I'm like, "Damn, that's how she coming?" Like But long story short, you know, I make my move. I take my shot, right? I know it's a girl, but I'm I'm coming from the inner city. I'm fresh out of Philly, and coach sat me down. Listen, I hear you. You know, I know you like the girls and all that, but you see it. And I didn't, mind you, this is probably like the first 2 weeks or month, let's say. I didn't really know the culture. I didn't know how that went. All I knew was, I thought she liked me. That's it. I wasn't cool with the team. I came in with this attitude like, man, F everybody. I'm doing me. I'm about to go work out. I'm trying to train by myself. And then, you know, the coach sat me down. And he was like, yo, look, you can't do that here. If I hear about it again, I'm going to send you home. Never heard about it again. And he one of my better friends now. You know what I mean? So you can stop stuff as a coach. My thing is this. If Wiseman, Kuminga supposed to came in and been the guys you develop, you failed as a coach. That's why you should be fired from that job.
Yeah.
Because you got to get a coach that's willing to develop the guys the right way.
That's not fair to say though. Because let's say you as a coach, you have a player, you trying to teach them, but they're just not capable to do the things that you're trying to teach. It's not you. It's not your fault as a coach. It could be the players as well.
Well, the thing is for me as a coach, I just don't. I'm pretty sure that the families and stuff like that see it, so they just remove their kid, and I'm okay with that.
Yeah, but I'm saying
he got a chance to move Kuminga.
I mean,
he had a chance.
Yes, Kuminga. I don't know what's going on with Kuminga. 'Cause I don't get it fully. Like why he's not moved, why he's still playing. Like I don't get it. But it's like you can't always blame everything because he has other players like Moses Moody who came in the Warriors and he's doing pretty good.
Moses Moody play a little different than him.
That's what I'm saying. But he's understanding the system. Like you watch him play, he's like, you know what I'm saying?
I don't think his understanding the system is the problem. I think it's more so I don't think his game fits the system.
Yeah, that's fair to say.
Okay.
That's fair to say, yeah.
So, but my thing is though, you got to develop him into something. You can't just sit him on the bench. Think about it. Last night he played. The Warriors lost, but Kuminga had 20 points in 20 minutes.
Mm-hmm. I feel like with Kuminga is one of those things where it's like you could tailor something for Kuminga. If that's the case, then
and for another team or for
I'm talking about Steve Kerr. Steve Kerr, he should have developed something for Jonathan Kuminga.
He never proved he can develop players though. Listen, bro. It's not easy developing players. It's not easy. Because it's so many steps and stages in when it comes to developing players. You have the first step, patience. As a person who knows what another person should be doing, and you like, yo, why aren't you holding your follow through? Why didn't you do this? Patience. You got to be patient with development, man. For a person who understands that when you develop players, they got to make mistakes in the game. And you got to be okay with that. And the thing about it is, if they not working out outside of you or practice, it's going to take even longer. Basketball is a very fast sport, very fast-paced sport, and is a sport that's played all year round. Maybe not on the mainstream NBA, but if you think about it, the season starts in October, ends in June for the champions. People are playing in Pro-Am leagues in July. People are getting ready for training camp by end of August. So they got about two weeks off if they can. and then it's training camp, and it's training camp in September, and your first preseason game is like October 5th, the second week of October or some shit like that. That's how long it takes for you to get better. Development ain't easy, and a lot of teams, a lot of organizations can't afford it. You saw what the Lakers did with Julius Randle, Lonzo Ball, all those guys. Got rid of it. They can't afford it.
Yeah, come on, bro.
They couldn't afford it, bro.
Braun came through, bro.
Who?
Braun.
Yeah, Braun came through. Thank God for that.
Nah, he said,
Thank God for that.
Get these guys out of here, bro.
Yeah, because you didn't need to develop him. Lakers always going for the high ticket.
Mm-hmm. I mean, Lakers could develop. They got Taylor Horton-Tucker, Austin Reeves. Come on, bro.
Austin Reeves.
Yeah.
But you know what? They wasn't planning on keeping Austin Reeves, though. I mean, that's good development. I say that, like, he developed well. For a person who got undrafted to now averaging 26 points, he developed well. But the Lakers is one of the most winning franchises. You can't name too many guys who came in as a Laker and developed into a superstar outside of what, Kobe?
Nah, yeah.
Like, they don't develop nobody.
Yeah.
Speaking of the Lakers, though, they played last night. Did you get a chance to watch that game?
Of course, bro.
Yeah.
Of course.
My boy, LeBron James. I ain't gonna lie to you. Brian, he gotta do better with these free throws, gang. These free throws is wild. But he had 19 points, 11. He had 19 points, 9 assists, and 8 rebounds. Still close to a triple-double. I know you see your boy Luka. Luka had 38 points, 13 rebounds, and 10 assists. That's tough.
Like, the game really does look easy for Luka.
Easy, bro.
It really does look
Some
easy.
of the stuff he was doing, I was like, dang. Yo, what the heck?
Yeah.
But you know what I wonder about him, though? What he's going to look like in year 13. Because he's already slow. He already doesn't play any defense. Most of his shots are all contested. What is he going to do in year 13?
You don't think he can keep this up for year 13?
No.
You don't think
Because something has to decline. You got to decline, bro. The thing about it is, something like, all right, it's like this, right? As a basketball player, you could be working out all the time. But you're going to be sore. You're going to be more sore. You're going to be more conscious. Versus a young player, they not. They're not going to be sore. They're not going to be conscious. He's out there trying to hoop and they're trying to be competitive. And certain things you can't do nothing about. You can't do nothing about if somebody faster than you at 30-something years old. Can't do nothing about it. He already don't play no D. So at the end of the day, the defense cooked. Now you already shooting contested jump shots every time down. At best, you'd be a great passer.
Nah, because it looks like he's walking to the basket some of these plays.
I agree. So imagine 5 years from now, 6 years from now.
I feel like the only thing that has a possibility to decline is his physical capabilities, like the knick-knack injuries, like hip, back, knees. I feel like that's what.
I'm telling you, I don't think he'll. How many years do you think he'll last? What year are you in right now? What year? I got it. He's in year. I thought I had it. 2018. So he's in year 8?
8.
He's in year 8. So my question to you: 5 years from now,
13 years.
Where you think he'll be 5 years from now? You think he'll still be the top player in the league?
5
years from now,
he'll still be the top player in the league.
He's already moving slow.
He'll be 33. He's like 26 right now, 27. He'll be 33. Right. I think he'll still be a top player because because he's moving slow now. That the physicality or the athleticism is not there, so you're not gonna see athletic decline.
You want to see speed decline.
He's already moving slow though, and
that's what I'm telling you. He gonna get slower.
But you gotta see the way he's like getting to the spots. It's like he still got the ability to shift defenders and to the way he gets his spots is. Like I feel like he's still be able to get there.
That's year 8. I'm gonna say this. I ain't gonna like it, but if you ask me, I think these next 2 years, 3 years is Luka's prime. I think he's in his prime right now. I think these next 2-3 years is his prime, and he got to win a championship now. And these next 2 to 3 years, I think he got to play without Bron.
That's fair.
He got to play without Bron. Y'all give each other, we give the fans what they want. You play without Bron, and then without Bron, you get a chance to see. You get a chance to see what he can do with the Lakers. Mm-hmm. But I think 2 or 3 years, you need to start packing it up.
Come on, bro.
Yeah, 2 3 years, you gotta start packing it up. His body not built for that yet.
He's averaging 33 points.
He's averaging 33 points. That's great. He's in his prime. I say the next now until 2029, that's his prime. 2030, he cooked.
Yo, come on, bro.
2030, Lucas cooked, bro. Lucas cooked.
On, bro. Stop hating on
real
Lucas,
shit.
Man. He'll be fine.
The Denver Nuggets came close. It was a close game. The score doesn't really reflect how close the game was. I believe that the Lakers at one point, the Lakers were down almost 16 points. They were down almost 16 points. Yeah, they were. They were down 16 points, and the Lakers came back. The Lakers came back. But nonetheless, your guys, Jamal Murray balling. Jamal Murray balling this year. Aaron Gordon balling. Jamal Murray had 28 points, but they slowed him down because most of those points was in the first half. I was watching that game. Most of those points was in the first half. He also had 11 assists, and that's pretty much it, man. He let the way. Oh, my fault. Jalen Pickett had no, I'm tripping. Jalen Pickett had 7. My bad. I'm looking at Peyton Watson. Shout out to Peyton Watson. He had 18 points. So it wasn't bad. It wasn't bad, man. So I watched a little bit of the Sixers and the Suns, and your boy, I was surprised to see Dylan Brooks have 6 points. Not Dylan, yes, Dylan Brooks. I'm sorry about that. He had 6 points. Dylan Brooks had 6 points. Devin Booker had 27 points. And going to the Sixers, we had 3 guys with 20 points. Yes, 20 points or more. So Tyrese Maxey had 20. That's a good job on Tyrese Maxey, considering the fact that he shot it 25 times and only made 7. That's a good job on him. Who? Jalen Green did return. He played 20 minutes and had 12 points. So, like I said, I think Jalen Green's going to be a good fit for them. Going back to the Sixers, VJ Edgecombe had 25 points. He led the way. And then you had Kelly Oubre with 21 points. This is good for the Sixers to know that you have all these scores, but you got to start. I just think they were still immature with the ball. They're just very immature with the basketball. And then, of course, Paul George didn't play. They're just unexperienced with the basketball, man. Let's go to that Clippers. I couldn't watch the Clippers and Bulls game. I'm not paying for another streaming site. I don't care about a damn FanDuel. I'm not going to a bar every time I need to watch the damn Clippers game or the Laker game. Y'all better start putting these games on Peacock. Put these games on Peacock or ESPN. But nonetheless, your boy James Harden, he had 24 points. He had 24 points and led the way. 24 points, 6 assists. And 6 assists. Zubac, my boy Zubac, had a double-double, 12 points, 11 rebounds. Now let's look at the Chicago Bulls, who won, by the way, 138 to 110. Chicago Bulls, I like Kobe White. Me and my guy E over here was talking about Kobe White. I like his game. I like his skill set. My man E a trading machine. He wants you to trade him. I mean, they should trade him. They trade him for he think everything a video game. Who should they trade him for? But they had a balanced attack. They had a really balanced attack. 18 points. Trey Jones 15. Kevin Huerter 14 points. They had 7 guys in double figures. I'm not mad at the Chicago Bulls. That's how they won. They the Clippers, they have 4 guys. They have 4 guys in double figures. So it wasn't that bad. It wasn't that bad, man. I watched this game as well too. I watched this too. Houston versus the Spurs. The Spurs got up. The Spurs got up early, and then the Houston just came back. You see Kevin Durant. He pointing guys in the right direction. They also have 5 or 6 guys in their lineup who had more than 10 points. Kevin Durant had 18, 4 rebounds, and 7 assists. And Alfred Sengun had 20, 13, and 9. What's your boy Wemby do, E? What he doing? 14 points. Listen, y'all keep saying he can break Bron record. He ain't going to break it like that. Not 14 points in 27 minutes, or 30 minutes. But again, the Spurs know how to play. I think they'll change some things up. They had 5 guys in double figures, but more on the lower side. Not obviously, but Julian Champagne had 27 points. And then everyone else had 14 and under. 14 and under, who guys who scored.
I got a question for you. What do you think about Reed Shepherd? He had 21 points last night.
Reed Shepherd is coming on.
Get that. Could you try again?
My fault.
Come on, man. Turn your phones off. All right, Reed Shepherd. You know what? He had 21 points. Reed Shepherd had 21 points. And he had a big shot. He had some big shots yesterday, too. Mm-hmm. He's coming into his own. Like this is how you develop players. Mm-hmm. Sit the bench that first year. Come off the bench. We got a veteran for you. They telling you what to do, where to go, and how to do it. Mm-hmm. We getting it. That's how you develop them.
Do you think he's going to be able to play big playoff minutes?
Yeah, I don't see why. Unless they get another point guard.
Do you think they should get another point guard?
Do they? Should
they still be in the market for a point guard, or you think they'll be fine come playoff time?
I would like to see him with a veteran point guard. I mean, because a lot of these games, Kevin Durant has the ball at the end of it, right? He has the ball at the end. I'm sorry, guys, my shoulder itch. You see me scratching my shoulder. He has the ball too much, and I'd rather see Kevin Durant come off screens at the end of that game. Isolation. But he has the ball way too much at the end, and I think he need a veteran to take that responsibility off his hands. We didn't talk about the Raptors and the Golden State Warriors. They had a nice attack too. My man Emmanuel Quickly, he had 40 points last night, 40 and 10. Some of these numbers is like video game numbers, bro. Some of these numbers are video game numbers. You can't even fathom it when we was young. 40 and 10, that would have been on billboards. Now it's like, yeah, Emmanuel Quickly, okay, 40 and 10, not a bad night. Jamal Shed. Like, dog, we gotta we consume shit so differently now that we devalue everything. We gotta realize that this is some good basketball, bro. This is some good basketball. It might not be the best, but it's still good. Do they not play defense sometimes? Yeah, I agree. But they don't play it. They play defense. They don't always not play defense. They give you something to be entertained with on the scoring end as well. We just got to adjust. Going to the Golden State Warriors. Oh, look who it is. Steph Curry, averaging 26 points, had 16 points last night. Wow, I'm so surprised. Draymond Green had 6 points. I mean, then you had Buddy Hield off the bench with 25 and Kuminga with 20 points last night. So we talking about blowing up the Golden State Warriors. They lost last night 145 to 127. It looks like it's in the horizon. Last game, and we out of here. Miami Heat versus the Sacramento Kings. Miami Heat won 130 to 117. Andrew Wiggins had 19. Bam Adebayo had 25. Norman Powell, 22. And we had Pelly Larson at 16. That's an even attack for me. I got 7 guys here with double digits. Because you still have, you still have Jamie Jaquez and Simone Fontino. You still have those guys. So Miami could use a point guard though, because my man what's my man name? Tyler Hero always hurt. Sacramento Kings. Sacramento Kings, man. What we gonna do with you dudes, man? 22 points for Russell Westbrook. DeMar DeRozan had 23. Malik Monk had 18 points. So, like I said, this game right here, you know, this is one of them games I'm not watching over the Spurs, the Lakers. I'm not watching. So, I didn't see this game. But from what it looks like, to me, as a former coach or a coach, is that the Miami Heat got up to a large lead and couldn't fight, and not Seattle, Sacramento couldn't figure it out. They went up to they had a 17-point lead. So that's most of the game right there, and then they just couldn't figure it out. But nonetheless, E, man, how you feeling, bro? We is on show number 26. Do you think it went fast?
I think it went by pretty fast. I ain't gonna lie.
It went fast too.
Yeah.
I actually enjoy it. I actually enjoy doing this. I actually have fun. But after like an hour and a half, bro, I'm tired, bro. I need like a 15-minute nap to rejuvenate myself and get back to it, you know?
Yeah, I feel you.
But all that said, man, let me sit up. Man, make sure you guys follow us on all platforms. Score Society. You want to be part of the brand. You want to let people know you rock with us. Merch. GoalsActivewear.com. Other than that, we appreciate the love. We appreciate the support. Until next time, let's continue to think elite and together. Welcome to Score Society.